Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of ET IPO Talk, where we discuss all about the latest and biggest IPOs in town and more. I'm Neha Vashisht Mahajan, and today I'm here with the management of Swiggy. I have Mr. Sriharsha Majety, MD and Group CEO Swiggy Limited, and Rahul Bothra, CFO Swiggy Limited. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us today on ET Markets.
Thank you so much for having us, Neha, today for the chance to speak.
Let's quickly start with Swiggy and the IPO. So 11,000 crore rupees IPO issue, and certainly Swiggy is going for a very big one from food delivery to Instamart. It has a lot to offer. Can we talk about what Swiggy is up to right now? How's it going?
Yeah, absolutely, Neha. I think it's a very exciting time for Swiggy. I think we're at the intersection of many generational categories, and we're very, very excited about the next 1, 2 years of overall, growth in the platform. But more
Hmm.
importantly, we have, I think, 1, 2 decades of growth ahead of us. Really leveraging the overall India consumption story as well as the
Yeah.
categories that we're in. We have three large core businesses. One is, of course, the food delivery business, which is growing nicely and steadily and turned profitable last year and
Hmm.
then continues to keep growing. And we're playing in a very exciting, compounding growth market in food delivery. And
Yeah.
in addition, we're also playing in one of the largest markets, in the internet in India space overall, in the grocery and retail space with Instamart. I think
Hmm.
we're playing in a market that could be very, very large in 4, 5 years, and our growth has been very, very exciting, and we remain overall as an organization we're just committed to deliver on our mission for unparalleled convenience for urban consumers, and we want to leverage all of these tailwinds at a macro level, at a consumption level, to really build a lasting enterprise in the next decade.
Absolutely. I agree with you when you said that this will be a very, very big arena for the market right now. So looking at the competition, what do you think Swiggy needs right now? More dark stores, more premium products. What's your thought on this?
See, I think, yeah, I mean, every large market will have many competitors. So that way, quick commerce, it's no surprise that there are many folks who want to play in the market. I
Hmm.
think what does Swiggy need? Ultimately, Swiggy needs to keep meeting and beating consumer expectations in the category. And they are
Hmm.
fast changing as we speak in terms of what consumers want, in terms of assortment, in terms of what services they need. A year back, maybe consumers were still asking for, let's say, maybe could there be like 10-minute medicine delivery? Now we're already piloting, let's say, a pharma delivery experiment, let's say in partnership starting last week. So I think for us the key, what Swiggy needs is to keep meeting and beating consumer expectations, and sometimes also come up with stuff that they didn't know they needed, and that is what is going to help us grow the franchise at a very exciting time for the category.
Right. So you spoke about what Swiggy needs right now, but what sets Swiggy apart from its current competitors like Zomato and
Yeah.
Zepto?
Right. Firstly, I think we are in a very competitive space with competitors. Like, we all learn from each other. So I think we have a lot of respect. I think it's a very hotly contested space. But if I had to go back maybe over the last decade that we've been around for and think about what makes Swiggy special, I think a few things. Maybe the first one is, let's say, the innovation DNA of the company. We have a very, very, very high innovation led culture, and we've
Hmm.
always experimented heavily in pursuit of, let's say, service offerings that consumers may want and may belong in the future. And we've had a track record of creating categories when it was hardly obvious that these should exist. In food delivery, for instance, in 2014, we were the last player to come on the arena. But
Hmm.
ultimately, it was still a small market that was fought by many players. But the insights and the innovation that we brought opened up the market in India. Similarly, many players, you know, tried experimenting with, short time grocery delivery in various formats before us. Even we did, in fact, and our first version failed. But we learned
Right.
from that and innovated to create, let's say, the first version of quick commerce as we know it. So we have
Hmm.
demonstrated the ability to break open new large categories by innovating in them, and we're going to count on that and you know keep making sure that that is always a secret sauce for the company as we go into the next 1 2 decades. The other one is we also have an integrated app where we bring all of our service offerings on one app, and then also add incremental value for consumers through the Swiggy One membership program and a co-branded Swiggy HDFC credit card to bolt on
Hmm.
top. And we feel that that gives us an edge in terms of creating more stickiness with our users.
All right. So my next question is to Mr. Rahul. Mr. Rahul, what about the financials of the company? How has been the recent performance, and what needs to change when it comes to the financials?
Sure. Hey, thanks, Neha. So if you kind of look at the different businesses, food delivery is at a mature stage. We
Hmm.
turned EBITDA profitable last year and continue to do so. Our contribution margin has been on the upward trajectory from around 3% in FY23. We delivered 6.4% contribution margin in the quarter one with a 0.8% EBITDA. Right. So that business has, been successful in monetizing. Our advertising, engine is running, really well. We've been able to also increase our, platform fees and subscription fees on consumers while giving a lot of value back to consumers by broad basing that subscription program. So overall, the food delivery business will continue to grow steadily. There's operating leverage at play because fixed costs have again been held steady over a period of time. In the quick commerce business, a large part of the investment cycle is behind us. If you look at our overall financial performance in FY23, we had a negative 23% contribution margin, which shrunk to negative 6% in FY24 and further down to negative 3% in quarter one.
Hmm.
So this is a business where we have continued to scale. We have continued to monetize well. Our variable cost management across the warehouse and supply chain are now already reflecting what steady state numbers should look like. And with this steady growth, it's a balancing of growth and profitability. There are stores, mature stores which are already generating cash, and the newer stores which get to cash generation cycle in a 9 to 12-month time frame. So it's a pretty good trajectory that we feel while coming to the public markets.
All right. Seems quite positive. I also want to know, is there anything exclusive coming up when it comes to Swiggy in terms of different businesses? Anything new on the charts?
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on in new things at Swiggy actually as we speak. One is the innovation that's happening as a part of the businesses itself. Like we launched Bolt, a 10-minute food delivery solution on the food delivery business about just a few weeks back. And then we launched the pharmacy vertical as an experiment as a part of the Instamart business. Even in the new business lines, there was one that recently got coverage called Rare. We're building, we're piloting, a private members club that is all around like a lovely concierge that gives you even more unparalleled convenience than is available on the large platforms today. So I think the pipeline is fully loaded, and we're excited to
Okay.
keep building on it.
All right. So now let's come to retail investors also. Why should one invest in the brand Swiggy? In just
I
one
think,
line, if you
yeah,
could.
sure. I think if I were to summarize in one line, it would be come for the multi-decadal growth journey, come for the innovation DNA that we as a company have demonstrated by pioneering two very, very large categories of the future. And third is for our governance. We take our overall control and governance framework very seriously, and something that we are committing ourselves to when we come to the public markets to grow on the strong foundation that we have built.
All right. Before we close our session, just wanted to know what are your expectations from the IPO? How will the proceeds be used? What's out there?
Yeah, sure. So first, we have a very strong, balance sheet already with 4,800 crores of cash, as of June. We are raising additional primary capital of 4,500 crores. Out of
Hmm.
this, 25% we are earmarking for our dark store expansion network. We are increasing our, store coverage in the, larger metros as well as entering newer geographies during this year. And we are also experimenting with larger format dark stores. So as the overall expansion of the basket, continues on newer categories coming in, there'll be a redrawing of the format in which consumers will be serviced. And we are going to innovate on these business models. And that's one area we are committing ourselves to grow. The other is towards brand and marketing expenses because this is early stages of penetration, especially in the quick commerce business. and we do expect to earmark certain amounts of that capital for brand marketing purposes.
All right. Well, I want to wish you and the entire Swiggy team for the great IPO, and all the best to the entire team for the IPO. I hope it goes well. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Markets.
Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you for
To
having
both
us.
of you. Thank you.